Hi everyone, I'm Eric Matsunaga, Professor and Deputy Dean of Aoyama Gakuin University, School of Global Studies and Collaboration. Today I'd like to talk to you about the election of universities and university students under COVID-19. In Japan, the number of people infected with the new COVID-19 is increasing nationwide, and it is becoming a situation called third wave. On November 11, 1,547 new infected people were confirmed nationwide. The highest number ever was 1,604 on August 7, which was the peak of the so-called the second wave. The number was close to this. In many places, the number of new infections per day was the highest ever. In Hokkaido, the north part of Japan, where the number of infected people was increasingly rapidly, the number was 196 on the 11th, but on the 12th, the number was 164, the highest number in Sapporo. This is a prefecture of north part in Japan alone, exceeding 100 for 8 consecutive days. In recent days, the number of infected people has been increasing nationwide. The Japan Medical Association acknowledged that this situation could be considered a third wave and warned that if the number of infected people continue to increase, the medical care provision system would become tight nationwide. So, what was the spread of the new COVID-19 brought to the Japan economy? This is the question. It's a division. In order to prevent the spread of the new COVID-19, not only were the countries split, separated from each other because people could not come and go, but also the companies were divided. Everything was divided. Wow. And the supply chain, that is, the procurement and supply network of goods and the product was also cut off. The face-to-face communication became impossible even within the company. And the people were divided due to teleworking. As you know, small and medium-sized enterprise that have been forced to divide their customers are particularly different and difficult to raise funds. In the food service industry especially, cash flow has become extremely difficult, very difficult. What will happen if the second and third wave come? Even if first wave of the spread of infection can be overcome by national sustainability benefits that support small and medium-sized enterprise whose sales have been declined. More companies will go bankrupt, right? How should universities and students overcome it? I think it's one way of thinking. The crisis is an opportunity if you change your perspective. Those who take it negatively lose. Regardless of size of the company, you can think of this as a milestone and try new things. For example, when it comes to relationship with students, it should be an opportunity to review what you have taken for granted. However, it is useless if only the top says it loudly. Even small things are fine. So I think a company that can reach consensus can succeed with. what is required for Japan to be necessary country in the world in the future? This is a very big point on this. I will definitely contribute to Asia. The division by the new COVID-19 is a couple of years. I don't think it will last that long. I believe so. If we can coexist and harmonize with the virus, we will have a world where people will not be sacred or surprised by new COVID-19 like other infection disease. And in such circumstances, it's important to think about the big picture of how Japan can contribute to countries where further growth in Asia is expected. So, what is missing in Japan? It is all about empathy. It is important not to be fooled by the negative information left to the feelings of personal anger that overflows from the internet, but to generate thoughts that brings about positive growth from any information. And like Japan, in the countries where the heroes are those who are fighting the new COVID-19 at the forefront, the visible power of respect and empathy creates positive thinking about the new society that comes after the pandemic. As you know, the German government has started the maintaining cultural institutions and ensuring the presence of people who make living from art and culture is a top potential priority, and artists provided large-scale support not only because they were indispensable to the people, but also because they were necessary for life support. What is the role of art in current threat of life and death as a new COVID-19 rages? I can't get rid of the virus, and it's not the substitute for food shortages. Normally, you cannot afford to enjoy art when you might die. However, on the contrary, it is at such times that artists' attitude toward art is an important hint for us. The famous musician Ryuichi Sakamoto says, "Music always close to us." The Lady Gaga organized an event, One World, together at home to support medical professionals fighting the new COVID-19 and spoke to many musicians to send wonderful music to the world. The Lady Gaga says that artist's mission is to provide form of love and that brightens people through art. The world is calling for everyone to be equal and full of love. It is said that from now on, we will not fight against the new COVID-19, but we'll live together. Let's live together. No one can read what will happen in such an era. However, even in the midst of lockdown, there were those who tried to find meaning of living while struggling. Those who honestly appreciate their lives and their loved one, and those who send healing with love. Everything is positive action to accept the current situation, survive, improve the world that follows. Therefore, from now on, the movement to seek healing and the meaning of life will becoming stronger. Unfortunately, there is almost no healing on the internet or SNS in Japan today. It's a miserable thing. Because the internet is open all the time, there's no escape. Once you are the subject of criticism, you will be cornered forever. However, people who are disgusted by negative world, that is unnecessarily hurt by new COVID-19 disaster, are gradually appearing, and changes are appearing in social network communications. Those seeking healing are moving to small, closed, sympathetic community where they can see on this person's face. The expectations for community are changing from quantitative evaluation to quality equal heart. It is a new connected community of people who share the same sensibilities and sympathize with each other. In the after COVID-19 era, please imagine university will change from organization that increase student satisfaction to organization that foster empathy for the university's identity. In order to gain sympathy from students, it is of utmost importance to clarify their identities and visions, and the top of the university is required to have a high ability to put them out as a message to the society. Its role is very large and will affect the survival of the university. On the other hand, the students who empathize with corporate vision also think about their own lives, attach importance to their own identities. As a result, the identities and visions of the university and student will be closer and stronger. Bonds will be created. Both faculty members and staff members of the university need new abilities that are completely different from the past. That is, the ability to think and create from empathy and sensibility. That is why matching of empathy and sensibility level is important. University growth is linked to human growth as one-on-one human beings. Faculty members and students will come sympathize with each other and think about the meaning of life and will be healed by aimed for university vision together. In this way, the university becomes collection of strong feelings and being to begin to think about significance of existence on social and global scale. I believe the power of the human. I believe power of our collaboration. Of course, power of collaborate with Omegaki University and you. I hope we can see directly each other and have a very, very bright future all together. Thank you very much.